I think if I circle back and look at some of the other teething issues, it's really around the actual skill sets of our team actually needed to continue to evolve as well. As more counterparties, I guess, came into a data room environment, we found that they were requesting more and more data rooms, and we found ourselves in a position that we're not just having two or three, but we've had to go and add Box Drive, OneHub, and a number of others to our list.
The way in which you work together to build an investment process is key. Everything else is a tool to support that. I would say, ultimately it's about making sure that those tools become enablers, not crutches, and that they're facilitating and augmenting the quality of discussion, the quality of decision making. We're not relying on them to make decisions for us. And so I would argue getting something that the people side is more important, getting something that everyone buys into, everyone's willing to use, there's an ease of use, then iterating on that and improving and augmenting so that over time, it becomes part of your culture, part of your system internally.
We became more aware how data security became more important over the years, but it's not everything. So COVID struck all of us because and somewhat pushed us to a norm to process everything digitally, being restricted and going in person to have a hands-on due diligence process and leveraging the risk of investment as well and protection of the assets. I think COVID's not only one. I think it's just a trend of because back in the day, due diligence was a very tedious process where we have to look through hundreds of papers through our sites. But as more tools come upon to help us, but that also has a downside to it. So we have more access, also leave more flaws in the system. And I think that brought a lot of people more aware of how we should deal with such technology.
On the quick wins front, maybe it's not relevant to everyone, but for us, the work from home was creating many inefficiencies in some of our processes, particularly around making payments on behalf of not just the corporate, but fund level, asset level, as you can imagine when you're developing our purpose-built student accommodation asset, or whether it's multifamily. During the development phase, there's a lot of payments that we need to requisition. So putting in an automated system really allowed us to free up significant time, have better analytics to, automate the process of what's our spend against underwriting, which was previously done in Excel. So now that's streamlined. More interestingly, though, from a strategic point of view, something we've always been keen to do, whether we build it or we buy off the shelf or partner with someone else, was create a better experience for our investors. Where we've landed on this is to develop our own prop tech platform, and this is a much larger initiative, obviously going through the system development life cycle, considering TRM and all the user interface and experience. We want to be able to engage with our investors more from a 360 basis, not just have a CRM, but given that investors can't necessarily travel to do their own due diligence on our assets, we can't run roadshows in a meaningful way in person like we used to. So now we want to be able to integrate with our HubSpot and deliver the right message via the right channel at the right time to our investors. And we want this to be 360, where we can have that ongoing dialogue with our investors. It's definitely simplicity. Security and risk management, technology risk management obviously needs to underpin everything we do as a licensed manager and to protect our information assets. But for us, simplicity and being clear in what we're doing. We have all this information on hand, packaged up in a straightforward manner where we can create value and know where there's arbitrage opportunities, where we know we can get full occupancy, which room rates demand better rental yields. I think having a very simplistic approach, but be clear what we want to do, works best for us.
So simplicity is where you want to go. Security was the first thing that we did in terms of looking at a review. And in particular, it's really important for us because we're fiduciary managing other people's money. Our business may be a good combination of art and science, trying to understand where can we improve, what are the right frameworks and things that we want to be analyzing, and what would be an insight worth having, and how do we get the right inputs and the right tags in order to create a simplified conclusion.